Hi, my name is Kim and I'm currently on a 5-week road trip around Scotland. Here I spend my time walking along beautiful beaches, exploring old castle ruins, as well as just enjoying the beautiful countryside there is on offer. If you want to follow me on my adventures, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos. I'll see you out there. Good morning all of you people, and welcome from Fort William. So today's going to be a bit of a more of a random day, I think. The weather's not looking great. It's very overcast, no sign of the sun. It is meant to start raining as well this afternoon, but yeah, I'm just going to do a couple of little things today. And the first thing to tick off my list is I am at Argos, and that is because I'm finally doing something that I've wanted to do for 5 months now. Basically ever since I got this phone. I've got a case on it, but I don't have a screen protector at the moment, and ever since I bought it I keep telling myself just get a screen protector. I am someone that has my phones for quite a while, so I just want to keep it in, keep it decent. And I have been noticing lately I've been getting some very small but some scratches on my screen, so I just need to get a screen protector, because yeah, the scratches get annoying, and the more of them you get, yeah, at some point your screen's just going to crack, isn't it? And I'm not in the habit of dropping my phone, but I have dropped my phone before, so yeah, just long story short, finally getting a screen protector. So yeah, just stopped here, and yeah, let's get one. All right, got my screen protector. I'm gonna install that once I'm at a table somewhere. But yeah, it's still, well, not super early. It's 9:15, but I've not had breakfast yet. You know how I was saying yesterday how making your own food is a really great way to saving money? Couldn't be bothered this morning, so I either have porridge that I can make, or I've also got some toast with I've got peanut butter, I've got Nutella, butter, like a good few things, and didn't fancy any of them this morning. Yeah, I'm going to McDonald's. Just fancying it this morning. I said it's a little bit of a I'm not having a very motivated day today, so that might perk me up. And afterwards I'm gonna have a look at some maps, but I think I might just do some smaller walks around Glen Nevis, so not really heading up anywhere. But yeah, I'll decide at breakfast. Okay, I did just have breakfast here at McDonald's, and I try not to eat here too often, but I do enjoy their food. But feeling a bit more alive now, and also while I was in there I did install the screen protector to my phone, so that should be much better now, because I do have to say I don't have like a dedicated pocket for my phone or anything. I often end up in the same pocket as my car keys. Sorry, I just noticed that the lens was looking a bit weird, but hopefully that's better now. I am just gonna drive back to the hostel so I can park my car, and then we're gonna be going up from there on foot. So I just parked back at the youth hostel, and the youth hostel actually has its own bridge that goes across the river, so you can get over to the other side. And a lot of people come here and stay here obviously to do Glen Nevis, and you've got your kind of own little access path that goes up there somewhere and then connects to the main path that comes up from the visitor center. So your walk will actually be slightly shorter from here, but you do have quite a steep bit to start with. But yeah, it makes it, you know, that way you don't have to go down to the mile or so down to the visitor centre and kind of just to come back. And obviously, if you've got your car, free parking if you're staying here at the youth hostel. Now, of course, we aren't going up there today. If you want to see how I fared going up Glen Nevis last summer, I have made a video about that previously. Let's say it was a day of various different seasons, pretty much. Let me also tell you, my legs were hurting very badly the next couple of days. But yeah, we are just gonna start our stroll today by taking a walk along this beautiful river path down to the visitor centre. Walking down this lovely path here is it's a great little way to wake up the legs, and we've got a sorry, there was just a little bird perched atop there. There's also quite frequent spots along this path where there's benches and picnic tables. So I think if you want to, you know, during a warmer time of the year, let's say, this will be like a lovely path for a little walk. You can even head down to the river and then, you know, have a table for a little picnic. I've arrived at the bridge that goes across to the visitor centre, and that is of course where the majority of people will start their trek up Glen Nevis. So when the visitor centre is open, you've got toilets here, you've got a cafe I believe, a little shop and all of that. But yeah, we're only just started our walk, so I don't need a break, so I'm just gonna head straight past it and go down that path. And this actually feels quite weird. The last time I've walked down this path was back in September, I believe that was, when I was finishing off the West Highland Way. And yeah, I think, if I remember right, that was the last time I was down in Fort William. Yeah, I believe so. So it's actually quite weird being here in Fort William on my trip around Scotland, because I do know Fort William quite well now. When I was living in Inverness, I did come down here a few times for mostly just a day trip. Obviously, I once to Glen Nevis. I came down this way to go up the Nevis Range gondola and then visit Steel Waterfalls, or the Steel Falls, and then obviously because I did the West Highland Way in a few different like on three separate occasions, I always kind of started my journey from Fort William, so I parked my car here twice to come back to. So yeah, basically I know this quite well here. Well, it always was just kind of as a little time out from when I was living in Inverness, and now obviously it's very different because I'm on my road trip. And just, yeah, stopping over for a few days before not going to, or at least don't think I'm going to Inverness on this stop. Actually, just thinking about it, I might possibly stop in Inverness for a couple of days before heading off for my new living quarters, because I might need to do some shopping, like some proper shopping, clothes shopping, which Inverness is probably going to be the most convenient, but as you can see, I'm not sure yet about the exact plans. But yeah, let's keep going on this walk. I just made it up to this forestry track, and just a little tip. So if you're doing the West Highland Way, so this is part of the West Highland Way. You're coming from up there, and then you can see down here the sign there, West Highland Way points that way. And if you're wanting to go to the visitor centre, if you need some refreshments or the toilet possibly, absolutely go down there. But if you don't need to, it's actually a nicer track to just keep going straight. Because once you pass the visitor centre, the rest of it you'll be on the main road. But if you keep down on this track, you have a forestry trail all the way to the Braveheart car park, which afterwards you'll join the road again, so you're back on the same path. But yeah, it's just a nicer walk, and you know, it saves you can avoid the road for a little bit longer. But yeah, just a little hint, little tip. And I still very much remember coming down this track on my last walk, West Highland Way day. And even though, to be honest, for me, because I basically stopped at King's House, and I went home because I wasn't feeling well, and I came back to do the last 2 days, and I was only carrying a light backpack, so coming down this track I was so ready to be finished. I mean, the walk was great, I loved it, but it's kind of this last bit of walk out of Glen Nevis it kind of just drags a little bit. But then, as I said, I was so ready to be done, and I was only like doing the final 2 days at that point. So I really don't know how people feel that obviously have done the whole way in one go, and are back coming down here. It's just ready to be done, and it does drag on for a bit. But yeah, as I had, like, even though I've done the West Highland Way, but as I did it in 3 separate parts. So I feel like I got to experience it, but I didn't, like, not the full thing. So one of my goals is definitely to go back and do the whole bit in one go. Not sure yet if it will be camping again, or a little bit easier with luggage transfer and hostels / hotels, but we'll see. So yeah, I definitely want to experience how it feels like doing the whole thing in one go. At this point we are just gonna keep following the West Highland Way for the moment and start going up. This is a really nice track through the forest. Now, it's not very steep, but from basically where we turn uphill all the way to our destination now, it is continuously uphill. But yeah, not too bad. And at the end it will be all downhill again. And I've finally warmed up enough to take my hat off. So yeah, it's always, as soon as it goes uphill, the body warms up really quickly. But I'm still keeping my jacket on. For most of our walk so far, our view down into the glen has been blocked by all the trees. But we're in an area now where all the trees have been cut down. Which always doesn't look the prettiest, but we do have a full clear view down the glen now, and yeah, it's beautiful. So we've just come up from this way here, for there we've got the view, and here on the opposite side you can see the path that goes up Glen Nevis really well. You can also see the little path here that comes up from the youth hostel. And once we get a little bit higher up there, we should also be able to see further back into the glen. We are getting close to our destination today, and like I said when I did the West Highland Way, this downhill bit felt like it was going on for forever, and I do have to say I have the same feeling on the way up. It's not hard, it's uphill but quite gradual, but it just goes on for a while. You might have already guessed where I'm headed today, and of course I'm headed to the Dun Deardail Fort. I did see this on my West Highland Way, and I was considering making a detour, but at this point, as I said, I was just so ready to finish, I just headed straight on. But I always had it in my mind that I wanted to have a look. But yeah, so the fort apparently has been up there. Was built around 2,000 years ago, and it is at some point was burnt down, but apparently there's still little bits of the rampart visible, so let's have a look. I will head up this way. And look at all these trees that have toppled over. We have had some pretty big storms this winter, so yeah, in a lot of the woodlands you see a lot of that literally trees, roots and everything. I'm nearly up at the fort. This will be good timing because I'm quite ready for a break. Now to walk up here, it is roughly about 300-meter elevation gain, so a little bit of uphill, not too bad, but it's really good for me to get this into my legs, because I feel like I've gotten quite used to just walking again, but going uphill still very much still need to build those muscles back up. So yeah, made it to the top of the hill fort, and you know, you can very clearly see where the kind of ramparts or the outside of the fort was. And yeah, they certainly knew where to build, where it was going to be defensible, and also pretty nice views from up here. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna grab a seat for a few minutes, have a little snack, and then gotta start heading back down. And just one last thing also, so that little path down there, and you can see going up over there, that's the West Highland Way. And just so you can mentally prepare for it, so from where you turn off the kind of main forest track up to the fort here is definitely the steepest section, so just make sure you keep a little bit of energy to get up here. The views are beautiful up here, but it is getting a little bit cold just sitting here, so I'm gonna start making my way back down. And kind of the very last bit to get up here, you'll have seen it on the way up, but these little stairs, they look really pretty, but they're so small and they're just kind of quite an awkward size. Alright, back down by the main forest track, and it's time to head back down the long road. we have made it back down the hill. So we originally came from that direction, but of course at the beginning of my walk, because I kind of wanted to make it a little bit longer, I didn't kind of come up here the most direct way. You know, we crossed to the other side of the river, went down to the visitor centre first, and then kind of came back up this way. But for the way back, we're going to take the most direct route from here. So instead of going back down there, we are going to turn right, and a little bit down that way there'll be a path going back over towards the main road. Well, not the main road, but the main road down Glen Nevis. And we should be coming out at the I forgot the name of it. We should be coming back out to the main road at the Glen Nevis restaurant, which is just a couple of minutes walk down from the hostel. And yeah, it will definitely be a lot shorter than, you know, if we did the loop back around to the visitor centre. So yeah, back down this way. And here is the track that goes back down to the road. And funnily enough, I don't know if you can see this here. So this is actually also waymarked as part of the West Highland Way. Now, as when you come down here into Glen Nevis, there's quite a few different route options that you can take. Also, I'm sure this here is because a few people, they do decide to stay here in Glen Nevis for their final night instead of going straight to the end point. And there's a camping ground, holiday park just down here, or obviously the youth hostel as well, not far. So I guess this marks it for those people that stay one more night here before doing that last stretch down into Fort William. But yeah, this is a lovely little track through the woods. Right, so our hostel is just kind of, you can't really see it through the trees, but kind of just behind where those white houses are. And yeah, we're finally back. So this hasn't been a huge day out. The walk, probably 3.5 hours, as I said, doing that extra loop. And I definitely wasn't in a hurry. I took it quite slow, but yeah, it's a lovely walk. And but yeah, it was nice having a little bit of a shorter day. I'll get back to the hostel and I'll have most of the afternoon to just chill, because at this point I've been on the road for 4 weeks nearly. I've been on the road for just over 3 weeks, with just under 2 weeks still to go. And I love traveling, but it is tiring, and you can't have like a big day every day. And I've not done very much yesterday, but even just driving at a fair distance, you know, it can take it out of you a little bit. So that's why I'm kind of trying to alternate, you know, the bigger days out with some shorter days like today. But what I'm quite excited for, I know I've mentioned it on here a couple of times, but I do love my TV shows. But this morning, the new season of The Wheel of Time has started. So the first 3 episodes were released at, I believe it was 8 o'clock this morning. And The Wheel of Time is one of my all-time favorite book series. I can't remember how many books there are, like 11, 12, I don't know. There's a lot of books, and they're big books, which is awesome for someone that loves to read like me. And yeah, so obviously they made a TV show out of it, and now you do have to treat the TV show as kind of its own little thing. They did do quite a lot of changes, but I still find it really fun to watch. and yeah, I really love it. So once I get back, I'll definitely, don't know if I'll watch all 3 episodes, but I'll definitely start season 3, and then unfortunately not like they're not releasing the whole series at once this time, so you can watch the first 3 this week and the others get released week by week, but it'll give us something to look forward to. But yeah, I'm excited for an afternoon watching TV. And we are back by the road, so now just walking the last few minutes back up to the hostel.